Good afternoon, friends. So today we'll be looking at a very foundational topic in chemistry. As you can see on my screen, I divided the subject chemistry into 3 syllabi. Chem is try. Of course, chemistry is all about repeated tries. So in less than 5 minutes, I just want you to give me your rapt attention. So take away your phones, get a pen and a notebook, and let's just dive into this quickly. So the topic is atom. Is a very foundational topic, and we'll be looking at definitions, parts of an atom, charge on an atom. Then we'll proceed over to what cations are and what anions are. So the first one here says an atom is the smallest part of a substance. So if you should take any substance and keep splitting till you can split no more, you arrive at an atom. But I love this second definition because it removes ambiguity. It says the atom is the smallest unit into which matter can be divided without the release of electrically charged particles. Inside an atom, there are 3 particles: protons, electrons, and the neutrons. Okay, so if you keep dividing without getting to that point of releasing this charged particle, at that point you've gotten an atom. But if you split an atom and you arrive at charged particles, it is no longer an atom. So take note, an atom has 3 parts. The first is the proton, the second is the electrons, and the third is the neutrons. Protons are positively charged, they are denoted in red. Electrons are these ones in black, and then neutrons are the ones in blue. As you can see, at the central of this atom, we have the protons and the neutrons. They are very dense, they are very heavy. Okay, they are heavier than the electrons. So the electrons are floating on the shells, the outermost shells, while you have the protons and the electrons inside the nucleus. Take note. So an atom in its neutral state is chargeless. It has the same number of protons and it has the same number of electrons. So if you are told that an atom has 10 protons, without telling you the number of electrons, it is implied that there are also 10 electrons. Okay, so these atoms, we named group of atoms. When they cluster together, they form what we call elements. Okay, and elements are placed on the periodic table, like you have the first 20 elements. Okay, so these elements, an element is made up of what? Clusters of atoms. An element is made up of clusters of atoms. So the number of protons present in an atom is called the atomic number. The atomic number is the number of protons present in an atom. Then we have what we call the mass number. The mass number is the number of protons and the number of neutrons present. If you look at this definition, there was no one telling us the number of electrons because it is implied. If you know the number of protons, you should also know the number of electrons. So if you're given the atomic number of an atom and you're given the mass number, you can tell us the amount of protons present, the amount of electrons present, and the amount of neutrons present. Okay, so let's move further to the last subtopic, cations and anion. What is a cation? A cation is an atom that is positively charged. Okay, and for an atom to be positively charged, that atom must lose electron. So like we have, this is hydrogen. This is the symbol for hydrogen. But as you can see a plus on it. So hydrogen plus, meaning hydrogen has lost an electron, 1 electron. This is Ca. Ca is the symbol for calcium. You're seeing Ca2 plus, meaning calcium has lost 2 electrons. Okay, remember the number of protons is always equal to the number of electrons. Okay, so if it loses 2 electrons, it means you have 2 protons more than the number of electrons we have. Okay, so whenever you see positive charge on it, you know that these ones are no longer atoms, but they are cations. They are positively charged atoms. Then we have the opposite, we call them anions. Anions are negatively charged atoms. They are formed when an atom gains an electron. So take note, the first one loses electron to form cation. The second one gains electrons to form anion. As you can see, this is the symbol for chlorine, but you're seeing chlorine minus, meaning chlorine has gained an extra electron. And this is oxygen. Okay, you're seeing oxygen 2 minus, meaning oxygen has gained 2 extra electrons. Okay, so we have 2 electrons more than the number of protons present. Here in chlorine, we have 1 electron more than the number of protons present. Here, we have 1 proton. In the cations, we have 1 proton more than electrons. Okay, see you in the next class. Have a nice day.